and welcome to episode 114 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I'm Amy Kate. Thank you so very much for being here. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. And then don't forget to hit the notification bell right beside the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. I also have so many links in the description box below, as well as the link to the show notes. So if you want more details or just kind of an outline of what's to be expected in this episode, you can read those over on my blog. And then I also have social media platform links, pattern shops, and some specific things that I'm going to be talking about today. So, as always, I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'm so excited to be back with another podcast episode. Today is Saturday, July the 15th? 16th? It is the 16th. July the 16th. It has been a crazy week, but also kind of an unusual week. But I've had more time to create things and just progress to be made than usual, which has just been so amazing. Kind of given me a little bit of a glimpse of what life is going to look like in the next couple of months. So I'll tell you more about that later maybe. But anyway, I am so excited for this week's episode. I do have some FOs this week finally. So let's just go ahead and jump into the yarny content this week with some finished objects. Okay, the biggest FO I have to share today is a blanket. So I have been working on 3 blankets at the same time for the past few weeks. I was working on a Scorpio blanket and then finished that one and moved on to another one that I had started. I was working on a blanket for my brother for his birthday, which, side note, I finished that in time. I shared it last week, gave it to him for his birthday on Monday, on the 11th, and it was very well received, and he loves it so much. So definitely stay tuned for that pattern. It'll hopefully be launching in a couple of weeks, I think. So I'm really excited about that. Anyway, so that was the second one, and then the third one is the one that is now finished, and that is this baby blanket. So as we have talked about before, every time I have shown this blanket, it does blow up the camera. So I'm going to show it at one good time, and then I'll set it aside. But this blanket turned out so precious and cute. It is so soft. I feel like it is the perfect size. I was kind of worried about the size because I only had 2 skeins of this yarn and I was just going to use it until I ran out. But the size turned out to be absolutely perfect. So I'm so glad that it is, not smaller, not bigger. I think it's just going to work out really well. The yarn that I used is Yarn Inspirations Bernat blanket twist yarn. I do not remember the colorway name, but it's a really pretty kind of pink, purple, gray, white multi. And yeah, it turned out so cute. The yarn that the pattern that I used, I took my own pattern for the Rhythm dishcloth. You can find that pattern. I'll link it down below, but it's available on Ravelry, Etsy, or free on my blog. And then you can also find a full video tutorial here on YouTube. I took that pattern and just modified it to make it much larger and turned it into a blanket. So it is so easy to do. I provided instructions for the pattern in the pattern for how to modify the size. And you can literally take that pattern and use whatever hook size you want, whatever yarn you want, and just go for it. It's really great to just kind of have those base patterns that are super simple, and you can kind of do whatever kind of twists that you want to do on it. So that's what I did, and it turned out so good. And then I did add I was hoping I was going to have enough yarn to do this, and I did. I added a single crochet border around the entire blanket, and I'm so glad I was able to do that because I just think it makes it look a little bit more finished. My plan, if I didn't have enough yarn, was just to use a different yarn, like a different color, different everything, because I don't have any more of that yarn at all. So I would have used something completely different and done a border that way. And I think it would have been fine. Like, I do think it would have looked good, but I'm glad that I had enough yarn because I like the way that it looks best that way. Okay, and then the next finished object that I have to show, this is technically a design. Technically, I didn't use a pattern for it. And if you are interested in the pattern, I can easily write it up and just post it for free on my platforms because it is so simple. But it turned out really cute. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. I think it's going to be well received. This is actually a gift for Christmas. I have spent a little bit of time, kind of unexpectedly this week, just kind of planning some gifts out for the Christmas season because we're 6 months away. And while it is a very long time, all things considered, I don't want to be like in a rush or stressed out by making gifts in the actual month of December, because I don't want that to be what I remember of the month. It definitely has been in the past, and parts of it are really special, but I just don't want that to be, you know, I want to make them now and make them very, very intentionally instead of rushing to get everything done in time. So regardless, I made this cowl and I think it turned out so cute. So I used one skein of Lion Brand homespun yarn to make this cowl. So a couple of little details about it is so easy. I literally just chained, I think I did 22 stitches, so 20 total for double crochet. I skipped those first two. So 20 stitches across. I did only the double crochet stitch, but I worked in between the stitches instead of the actual stitch itself. And then I just kind of worked until I ran out of yarn, and then I used like the last little bit to do, just slip stitch the two ends together. And then when I did that, I skipped every other stitch, so that's why it looks kind of cinched up. And my hope is that it would be kind of easy to tell like what's the front and what's the back. You can kind of cinch it up all the way like this, and then put it over your head, and it's like a super scarf or cowl. I just think it's so cute. I love it so much. I love it a lot more than I thought I would, honestly. Kind of messed up my hair, but anyways, I think it turned out so cute. So this is actually going to be my cousin. We have some family. I live in Alabama, but we have family that lives in Pennsylvania, and it is obviously much, much, much colder up there in the winter, and so I wanted to make her something that was cute and really soft. She is 13, so I wanted to make something that was, you know, cute and very, very soft, and also like a nice palette that would match a lot of things. You know, I have no idea what coat she wears, but this would look so good with a black, gray, brown, any kind of coat. So anyway, I'm excited about it. I think it turned out super cute. I do have a little bit, I actually have 2 skeins of this yarn left in my stash, and I was planning on doing something different, but I could easily do a couple more cowls. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to choose yet. But again, if y'all are interested in this pattern, just leave a comment below or message me through email or Instagram or whatever that you'd like to have it, because it would be easy for me to write up. I just, you know, I don't know if I should wait until later in the year, because I definitely don't need to release a pattern like that in August or July. I don't think so. Anyway, that is it for FOs. I do have some more FOs, but I'll save them for Design Talk because that pattern will be coming out very soon. So let's go ahead and move along into some whips. The first work in progress I have today is something that I have shared for the past few weeks, and it is my cotton scrappy blanket. So I am using the granny stripe stitch to make a big, beautiful cotton blanket. This is using all of my scraps that are mostly, or at least a cotton blend yarn, and it is going great. I am loving it. It is so much fun to work on. I have a bin here. Let's see if I can. Here we go. This basket is completely full of all of my cotton scraps, or, you know, yarns that like this would be enough for something small, but I don't really know what I would use it for, so I'm just going to turn it into yarn for this blanket, etc. I could talk a long time about the yarn that's in this basket, but I won't do that today. But yeah, so my hope is to use all of this in this blanket. That is my hope. I also hope that it is big enough after I do that. We will see. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think it's going to work out perfectly. I do have this skein that is almost completely full of Lion Brand Pima cotton, and so my plan is to use this for the border of the blanket. And yeah, I think it's going to turn out really great. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to use up all of these scraps, finish up this blanket. Right now, I am kind of setting myself the goal of working on it for about 20 minutes every day. And it just kind of, you know, takes me how long it takes me to finish it. I'm not in a rush to get it done. I would like to get it done sooner rather than later, but I'm not, you know, I don't have a deadline or anything. I have a fuzz on my shirt, and you see it because it's black. Anyways, I'm loving it. It has been a lot of fun to work on for sure, and I'm excited to see it continue to grow. It's also going to be very, very big, but I think that is a great thing for blankets, and it's going great. It's been so much fun. Alright, so that's my first work in progress. My second one is one that I shared a while back, but I'm going to go ahead and share it again because I'm going to pull it back out and start working on it again. I started this, I think around the same time I started my brother's blanket, and then brother's blanket took precedence. And so this one was put to the wayside, which is totally okay. But I want to pull it back up because I'm loving it and I want to work on it because I think it's so pretty. So this is a blanket that I started. It is actually, I've talked about this before, but it's technically my own design. I'm not using somebody else's pattern for it, but I will not be publishing this pattern as my own because it's really, really simple. You're literally just repeating the same row over and over again. And I don't want to accidentally copy somebody else. I know somebody in my mind that has a pattern very similar to this, and that's Tony of TL Yarn Crafts. I've talked about her before. She's absolutely amazing. She has a pattern that uses this stitch, a blanket pattern that uses this stitch on her blog. So I recommend checking that out if you would like to make a blanket like this. I could easily, make a blog post and just kind of say what stitch count I used and how many rows I did, stuff like that, the yarn that I used. It just won't be a pattern that I will make a profit from, if that makes sense. Again, I just don't want to copy somebody else, but I'm loving it nonetheless. I am using Yarn Bee Tweed Indeed in 3 different colors. I'm using Blush Tweed, Grape Tweed, and then Ocean Tweed is the green. So those 3 colors, I think they look so beautiful together. And yeah, so I don't have much done at all, and it has not grown a single bit since last time I shared it on the podcast, which has been quite a while now. But I wanted to show it because I'm hoping to pull it back out again this week and work on it, and finish it up because I think it's so beautiful and I'm excited to have it and use it, of course. So yeah, that one is fun. I don't know what other adjectives to use other than fun and exciting, and that is a problem. But I'm looking forward to working on that again. I've missed it for sure. Okay, let's see. Oh, I do have one more work in progress. I'm about to fall out of my chair because this blanket, or this bag moved when I grabbed another project. Okay, I think this is my last, I'm going to glance at my show notes. Yeah, last work in progress before designs. By the way, how cute is this bag? Oh my goodness, I love it so very much. I got this from Knit Picks. I'll link it down below. I am obsessed with it. It is like such a cool shape. It's triangular, so it has a really nice big flat bottom. Kind of goes in. It's actually supposed to be a cosmetic bag, so it has that nice, kind of faux leather slick interior. So it would be awesome for a cosmetic bag. I do not own this many cosmetics at all. I just don't use many at all, so I don't need to use it for that. But it has been great for a project bag, and I am loving it. I love the palette too. It's so cute. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Alrighty, so this is gonna look really crazy, this project. But I'm excited about it. It's going really great. So I'm making the Sea Breeze tank top. This is a pattern by For the Frills, her blog. It's a free pattern on her blog. And here's what I have so far. So obviously it looks kind of sketchy right now, but it's going great. So you make these 2 panels separately and then join them together. And then you continue down for the body, and then you repeat the same exact thing for the back panel. So the front and back panels are identical, and then you seam the shoulders and the sides, and you have a tank top. I believe there's like a border that you add as well. But it's super simple. I am really enjoying it. I actually, kind of a bummer, I did all of the math to start a new design with this yarn. And then I didn't go ahead and calculate yardage, which you should always do. I just was going to save it for later. And I did not have anywhere near enough yardage to make the top that I was making. So that pattern is still going to happen. I don't know what yarn I'm going to use yet, but I will figure that out. Yeah, kind of stunk because I had like the perfect name in my mind because of this color, but it's okay. And I could also totally get more of this yarn. It would be a different dye lot. And so I would rather just wait on that design and do it. Honestly, I might even save it for next year. I don't know yet. But regardless, it'll come out eventually. Anyways, I'm using this yarn though because I didn't have enough to make it for that tee that I was going to design, but I do have enough for the tank top, and I still want to use it and wear it this summer. So I'm using Cotton DK in the colorway Mustard Seed. It is like the most perfect mustard. This is my favorite shade. This is like my ultimate favorite color. I love this and like a grubby pink. My 2 favorite colors on the planet. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's going really great, like I said. I am making the small, I believe. I wanted it to have a little bit of positive ease, and the extra small would have been more form-fitting. And so for this, I think I'm definitely going to have to wear like a tank top or something under it anyway. Well, definitely something. I think something significant is my point. And so I think I want it to have more positive ease so that it has more room for undergarments and stuff like that. But it's going really good. I'm going to stop holding it up because it's such a weird work in progress to show. I didn't intentionally get it to that point before I filmed. I will say that. But yeah, hopefully I have a lot of progress on this to show next week so that it is a little bit less awkward to actually show. Fun times, fun times. Okay, that is it for works in progress. I do have one design that is kind of hilarious, but I am having so much fun with it that I wanted to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump into some design talk. Okay, so earlier this week, I got the itch to knit a hat. There is nothing like knitting a hat. It is so quick, so easy, so mindless. I love knitting hats. I have so many that I have made and designed because I just love making them. So I got the itch to knit a hat, and I decided to use some bulky yarn to do it. And I was planning on releasing this pattern in the fall anyway. This is going to be the Bulky Brilliant Beanie. Last season I designed the worsted Brilliant Beanie and the original fingering weight Brilliant Beanie, kind of going in the same like context as my Success Socks line. So it's all a vanilla beanie, very basic, just kind of really good for beginners. And so that's what I did for these two hats. And then I was having so much fun with the pattern that I wanted to keep making hats, and so I decided to put up a poll on Instagram to see if y'all would be interested in the pattern now, like even though it's August, or wait until the fall. And I mean, it was kind of mixed, but definitely the majority wanted it now. So I think I'm going to release this pattern within the next couple of days. When you're seeing this, for me, it's like a week away, but for you, yeah, almost a week away, but for you, it's going to be much shorter time period because this pattern has been done since winter, like since early this year, like January. I had it all done. I had all of the math done. I just kind of ran out of time in terms of like spring coming and all of that stuff, and so I just didn't want to release the beanie then. But I'm going to release it now because I myself wanted to get ahead on Christmas gifts, and if you are someone who knits a lot of gifts or donates to charity or makes hats and things like this for craft fairs and shows and things like that, then you might want to use this pattern to kind of get ahead on your stock as well. So if you want to use it, totally fine. If you want to save the pattern for later, obviously that's fine as well, but it is going to release in just a little bit. And this is what it looks like. So here is one beanie that I made. Like I said, it is a really simple beanie, a 1x1 ribbed cuff, stockinette body, and then easy decreases that are super mindless, and the same for every single size in the pattern. And yeah, I just love it. So this is the first one that I made this week, and then I made this one, which I just love this year, and this is some Hobby Lobby. I love this chunky, and I think it's such a cute colorway. So this is a gift. This will be for my cousin. She has red hair, and I think this is just going to look so stinking cute on her. So that's what this beanie is for. And then I'm working on another one right now using the same yarn but a different color for the green. So this is a Knit Picks Chroma Twist Bulky. It is actually on sale right now for their summer yarn sale. I will link it down below. I think this color is so beautiful. I honestly don't remember what it is called. There's a couple of green options on the website, and they're both on sale if that helps you. One of them is called Leaf, and I don't remember what the other one is called, and I don't remember which one I used, so I know I'm being super duper helpful, but I can't tell you. Regardless though, it's a really pretty green. And then this one, also a gift. This will be for another cousin. I have a lot of cousins. And it is just a really beautiful basic gray. It is so pretty. It's got a hint of purple in it. Here is what the cake looks like. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm hopefully going to finish this one later today, actually. They're just so quick. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to be making one more for like picture purposes and for my own self for me to use. And then the pattern will be released. So I'm excited about it. Like I said, have been waiting to release this pattern for a while. But I, didn't know when the best time was to do it was, and I am excited to release it very soon. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be coming. It will be a free pattern as well. So it'll be free on Ravelry and my blog. You can't list things for free on Etsy, so it'll just be, I think, $2 on Etsy, I think is what my others are. So anyways, that is it for all of the yarny content. I feel like I kind of flew through it this episode. But I do have a devotional and, of course, a little life update to share. So let's go ahead and talk about that for a few minutes. So for devotional today, I wanted to talk about a song that I have been listening to very frequently lately, and one that has been so encouraging and just honestly fun to sing it and listen to it and all of the things. And it's called Heaven's Song by Phil Wickham. And the chorus is my favorite part. The chorus says, I want to run on greener pastures, I want to dance on higher hills, I want to drink from sweeter water in the misty morning chill. My soul is getting restless for the place where I belong. I can't wait to join the angels and sing my heaven song. Obviously, it sounds so much more beautiful if you sing it rather than say it, but I do not have the best singing voice, so I am not going to sing it on camera because I am not that brave of a person. But I love this song. I think, the earth is so incredibly beautiful. God was so intentional when he designed this world that we live in, and we are definitely called to enjoy it and to partake in nature and take it all in and to soak up his creation and to rejoice and be glad in it. But at the same time, heaven is going to be so much more beautiful than we can even imagine and that we have ever seen. And so I feel like this song really encapsulates that perfectly. It really just says, yes, there are beautiful places here on earth, but heaven is going to be so much more beautiful. And even more than the fact that it is beautiful, it is going to be 100% perfect. Nothing is going to be wrong with it. It's going to be exactly how God designed it without any sin. And so that song just really reminds me of that fact, and it just kind of reminds me to, enjoy creation now 100%. Don't take it for granted and take care of it. But at the same time, don't negate the fact that heaven is going to be even more beautiful. We're not going to miss earth when we leave it. And so I feel like just, kind of thinking about that, thinking about those who are in heaven and how that can be really hard for the people who are still on earth without those people. There's so much comfort and peace knowing that they are in a place that is perfect without hope. And so I just wanted to encourage you with that today. It is such a good song. I will link it down below. I'm sure there's like a YouTube video or lyric video or something that I can find for free. So I will link that below if you would like to give it a listen. But it is a really beautiful song. So I have really enjoyed it for sure. In terms of a life update, like I said, this week has been kind of crazy. I haven't worked as much as I usually do. I am a nanny for a family, and at least a portion of their family is out of town for the last half of this week. And so I have been off, which has been good. It's been good to have a little break. I miss them, of course, but I've been able to spend a lot of time on schoolwork, and I've been spending so much time cleaning my room. I'm still at home right now, but my goal is just to kind of make it easier for when that big exciting transition does come to move out and to either get my own place or, if it's after marriage, move in with somebody else. But I think it's going to be, my goal is just to get it easier to that place. So I spent a lot of time doing that this week. A lot of time on school. I have 3.5 weeks left before I graduate college, and I am so beyond ready. I'm so excited. It has been a really tough semester. Really tough, kind of frustrating to have it end on a hard note, but it's been good overall, and I'm learning to just keep learning, keep pushing forward and get through it, because it has been a wild 2 years. But yeah, that is pretty much life right now. Life and school and business, and that's pretty much all of it. Once the school does end, I will be focusing on business content and working outside of the home for the remainder of this year. Just to kind of see, how things plan out to give the business a chance to grow and to keep growing out. My time right now is split 3 ways. It's split between work and business and school. And so having the burden of school off of my shoulders, even though I am grateful for it, it is definitely a lot of weight. And so I'm excited to have that lifted and to be able to spend more time designing and, reaching out to other brands and doing more collaborations, just having more time to accept more opportunities. give like YouTube more attention, website update, you know, little things like that that I just don't have the time for right now. I'm really excited to be able to dive headfirst into all of those things after graduation. So yeah, that is what's keeping me going right now. But thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I will see you all again next week. Bye.